All right, everybody, welcome back to the Seas of Hysteria. This is episode 15. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. DM, please take it away.
All right. So first, welcome back, everyone. We had a little bit of a break. We kind of had a planned one shot that kind of corresponds with like the story we're going through. So that's why we had a little break last week. But pushing forward today. So last we left off, the group. Well, 2 episodes ago, the group saw there was like a lightning storm or something. Not really a storm, but like this singular lightning bolt that seemed to be hitting down on this mountain or at the base of the mountain, very repetitively, starting off fast at first, slower as it kind of fizzled out. And I do believe that Carter was able to assess that it was 7 strikes because he was up the whole time. Shortly after that, the guards from the city of Ryberry started sort of mobilizing, trying to get some scouts to go out there and kind of see what's going on. When you guys all kind of went down there, you saw mobilizing. Calvin kind of took off running because he heard that there was a racetrack, like a horse track somewhere. So he thought, I'm going to go steal some horses for the group so we can all get there faster. He kind of took off, whereas if you guys had waited and been with the group, you could have just went with them. But Calvin had his own plans. Anyways, you guys didn't really get caught while doing that. But there was a little bit of a bet that went on to where you basically said, I bet he's in there, and if not, you quit your job or you're fired or something, I think was kind of the rules of the bet, in which you guys found out that Calvin did break in. The 2 guards did get fired, and you 2 managed to somehow convince them to come join your crew on the ship. Those 2 names were, I'm looking at my stuff now. Don't tell me.
I tell you.
No, don't you do it.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
Finley and Darnell. Haha.
There you go.
So you managed to get Finley and Darnell, very surfer dude kind of guys. Like out of character surfer dudes. In character, there's no such thing as surfing in this world. But so you managed to get them. You introduced them back on the ship to Simon, to Bella, and to Lincoln Jr. Where Lincoln just instantly was like, all right, you guys are working with me. We got some stuff we need to get done. They've thrown a bunch of research at us. Let's start working on this. And they've kind of been doing that. So the next day, you guys all kind of got a long rest. The next day, you guys decided to head out. And you did manage to link up with the last group that was pushing out towards the tree line. They also told you that kind of like their most elite guards were kind of left behind at Ryberry, but not a ton. So for the most part, I think I said there's about 200 men kind of out there towards the temple area where you guys were headed towards. So you guys linked up with that last group, pushed out. I don't remember if I mentioned what that lead guard's name was, and if I did, I'll have to... I don't remember.
I don't believe we ever got the name of them.
Yeah, okay. I know you guys met up with kind of like a lead group, kind of walked around a little bit, trying to kind of find like some flags, maybe something announcing like leadership and stuff. And you met up with this some of the guards there, and they told you there was a temple out there, and that they had some scouts kind of watching the area. You guys all kind of pushed through, got to the entrance of the temple there, where you noticed that a lot of them were kind of standing far back, as the entrance was kind of the tree line ended, and there was kind of like this chasm that you guys had to walk through. And kind of everyone was standing back at the tree line, not really entering the chasm area towards the temple because you don't really know. You guys just pushed through. Quickly found out why. You ran into an aberration or a ghost of some sort, or a visage or a memory, something. You ran into at the front of the steps. I don't know if she didn't announce who she was at that moment, right? You guys found that out later on.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys ran into this visage out front. Also, while Calvin was going up the stairs, he heard some rumbling coming from inside. There was 2 Minotaur statues that had livened up and started coming out as well. So now we are actually into last episode. You guys pushed through this temple. Lots of rooms. There was a big maze in the middle of it that you guys all kind of went through, and there was a bunch of rooms that were giving you guys kind of memories or visions or recordings. Not really sure like what it was. It was almost like holograms you were seeing as you were traveling through this temple. And there was 2 girls specifically that you guys picked up names on. One was Diana, and the other was it's Claire, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Claire. And you guys kind of noticed that before Claire had gotten there, there was the temple had already had 7 girl children there. You don't really know too much of why. You had visions that there was these older people in like suits of armor that were bringing these girls in. And then you guys kind of caught a vision of Claire's mother, Sarah, bringing Claire there with their son on their back, kind of coming in begging, asking for help, asking for this one thing, asking to do a replacement, asking for something. Um, Not too much information was found out as to what she was doing there, but you do know that there was a presentation towards it at the life tree at the back of the temple. You did see sort of a resurrection of Claire. You saw through more visions that she grew up here in the temple as well, and her and this other girl seemed to be becoming close friends. There's kind of like this sporadic decline of the amount of girls that are actually there. And towards the end of it, when you pushed and actually got to the temple area, Diana and Claire were the only 2 visions that you guys were still seeing. When you pushed into the temple area, you saw Simon kind of sitting there. You don't really know what he was doing. I think you guys were just kind of watching. Looked like he was saying maybe an incantation, doing some talking, something like that. But eventually he did hear you guys, or suspected you guys were there.
Yes.
I think it was his perception, passive perception. Anyways, you guys announced yourselves, made yourselves known, had a little conversation with him, I do believe. Basically, we'll go ahead and start there, actually. I think this is a good place to kind of end the recap. You guys did end up downing Mother. You noticed that she came after Simon kind of vanished away. I will say Calvin and Carter, you guys were trying to like walk around and find him, thinking maybe he's invisible. This Mother showed up, cast a few spells at you all. You all got into combat, ended up downing her, and that's kind of where we left off. So we will jump right into that. Oh, also, Shredder was down for the first time, and he was reborn. It was a random roll for Varian, and he re-rolled Lion again. So Shredder is now back, more cub-like, not so large lion. But yeah, you guys are all kind of standing around in there. What would you all like to do?
Maybe check. Did we get paid out at the end, or no? Was that
No.
We
No?
did find the magic items.
Oh.
Okay, so we did get the magic items and stuff.
Oh,
I
right.
think we did get the gold, yeah. Because I
Yeah,
remember
you guys,
dividing it up 3 ways.
Yeah, it was 684 to everyone.
Yes.
You also found a scroll of lesser restoration, a ring of spell storing that is empty, and gloves of healing.
Oh, that's right, the ring of spell storing.
Did we figure out who was gonna get what?
No, I
Or
don't think it is.
I don't think you guys actually divvied anything out other than the gold.
yeah, the gold we definitely divvied out, but I just want to make sure that none of us were like, "Hey, I want this or this or that."
I feel like Carter or Calvin should have the spell storing, so I can just put bless. That way, if one of you guys is too far away for me to hit you with bless, you can just do it yourself.
Alternatively,
So we don't have another situation like we did during the Mother fight where I couldn't reach Carter because he was cut off because of
I
her
think I'm pretty
AoE.
high to hit anyway, and a lot of my spells are saving throws, so I can get away with not having bless. However, if I give you the spell soaring ring, I can give you blur, which means all attacks would have disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I forgot.
So that's up to you there, Varian. Do you want this and get blur? Or like what's the play?
While you guys are all kind of standing there, having your discussion, kind of looking through things, locating these objects and kind of where they were, you'll notice too that Mother's body is like slowly being absorbed back into the tree that is still in the room. Almost like the roots are like grabbing at her, pulling her back in. You guys can give me like an Arcana or history, religion. Yeah, religion will work too.
Religion. All right.
Religion. I got 0. And history, I got 0, and Arcana, I got.
Varian would know. Varian, you were around kind of when, well, you would have been a child still, kind of when temples and things were still going on. Knowing this fight and kind of what you did and kind of seeing what Simon was kind of there doing, you get the idea that this is a deity, not really like God, you know? But basically, they don't die. They have their avatars, things like that. So you're kind of gathered based off of that. You know, she's not dead, but she's probably in a dormant phase, being brought back in to restart the life cycle, I guess. Nothing
like-
dangerous.
She got her butt whooped, and now she's just recovering.
Pretty much. She's being like brought back into the trunk of the tree. Kind of like what was that movie with Depp where he was the headless horseman thing and they jumped into the tree?
The headless
Sleepy
horseman?
Hollow, Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, kind of like that. She's being brought back into the trees slowly, and while you guys are all kind of standing there.
Now, is there any bark or wood that sheared off of her? Just asking for a friend, because that would be really nice pistol grips for the revolver.
Some divine wood would be something nice to experiment with. I agree.
Not so much off of her, but from the tree itself, I would say you can find plenty of pieces of bark and stuff like that. Maybe even fallen limbs, things like that.
Yeah, let's take some fallen limbs. I don't know. But, like, what color of wood is it? Is it just like a regular maple, or does it have a weird color or sheen to it, like an oil slick? Whenever...
It's an oak, but I don't want to make you do perception or anything, but just looking down, you know how when you look at like the inside of a tree, you got the rings and stuff?
Yeah.
The rings of this, it looks more like actually,
I don't mind doing perception.
yeah, go ahead and give me one, because
Here, let me throw on my 1d4.
I'll give you advantage since you're the one that's looking at it and asking this, though.
We know this tree is magic.
All right, I'm going to send him a whisper while y'all are still talking about rings and things like that.
Good.
At the very least, you should take the Scroll of Lesser Restoration, since you don't need to roll to use it, since it's a paladin spell.
True. The only thing with blur is that I still have to have concentration to use it, and then if I'm using blur, I can't use bless. So that's something we also have to think about.
What other spells do I have? Because you're always concentrating on bless. I've got like fairy fire and stuff to concentrate on. So getting a concentration spell for Calvin would be good.
True, it would. And then if we just give him bless, I could use. Let's see, what other spells do I have? Let's see. I could give him some Misty Steps, some Hold Persons, Hunter's Mark.
Might be really good.
Bless.
I
Yeah.
think.
That one is concentration.
Yeah.
With an Arcana check, just using the one that you used earlier, Carter, you would also know that there are mages that you can hire to put certain spells in rings if you looked for these people.
Yeah.
So kind of like any spell you could think of could potentially be put in it.
Oh god, I don't want to go through all of the spells in D&D though.
Well, I mean
Just
like
stick
the
to what
good
we have.
ones. Like haste.
Yeah, but that's no, I suppose we could go for. I don't know how many charges the Ring of Spell Storing has.
Has up to 5 spell slots worth, so you can put like a level 3 and a level 2, and he said it was empty.
If it's
And it recharges, I do believe.
I think you've got to.
I have to look that up.
You have to recast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a DM. I can say that this thing does it on a roll of a 6.
That
Like
is
a
true.
roll of 1d6, anything like a 5 and a 6. Because I rolled a random chart table and it just said Ring of Spell Storing. So I'm gonna say this ring specifically, since it was a deity, it will have a recharge on any spells that are in it if you roll a 4 or a 6 on a long rest, or 4 to a 6.
specifically on a long rest.
Correct.
So am I having the spell storing then? Is that a play?
I think that's the plan, so you can concentrate on a spell.
Alright.
Sounds good. Any objections?
Sounds good to me.
All right. I don't remember what the gloves of healing do. I think they increase potency of healing.
Yeah, you
Um,
can add an additional. It should still be in the chat.
yeah. While wearing the gloves, whatever casts a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to one creature, the creature regains additional hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. Alternatively, a creature can regain these additional hit points if you use a healer's kit to stabilize or restore hit points to it.
So,
Okay.
what spells are we looking at? Do I get them right off the bat, or is this
Nope.
a?
No,
Okay.
we would have to add the charges.
Yeah, it's empty right now. Like,
Okay.
they could right now put a spell into it, but you'd still have to attune to it, which I think takes an hour.
Okay.
And then you can use it.
We'll
Or you
do
can-
this over a long rest or something, right?
Yeah, or you can look for like a like I said, you can look for a mage, something like a mage's guild or something. Certain things like that. But for like now, if you wanted to put something in, you could, yes.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all have that's very helpful at the moment, but
You
I'm
never know.
also going to
It-
assume you guys took a short rest here to do this identify on the things. So if
Yeah.
you guys want to expend any hit die,
I think I'm fine. And you know what? I'll add a charge of invisibility to the ring. So Calvin, you can cast invisibility.
what
Alright.
spell level you putting it in there?
It's a second level spell. So there are
Alright.
3 charges remaining.
I think so, yeah. All right. So while you guys are all kind of healing up, eating some food, kind of getting your bearings back together, over the next hour, looking. How are you all going to be moving out of here? You guys wanting to do any more searching while you guys are still in here? Anything specifically you guys are looking for?
I think we were
I-
pretty thorough.
I mean, we checked all the rooms. I guess we can go back and see what was up with the ghost, if anything. That's probably like the only thing we have left.
Yep, that's
True.
true. Return to the central room.
Yeah. Since we made friends with her, maybe we can say, "Hey, it's done." Or well, who knows? Maybe
Friends might be a little bit
Oh yeah.
pushing it. Acquaintances.
Oh yeah. I would also let my party members know that once we did kill the mother substitute, that I did hear Diana's voice say thank you in my head as she was dying. So it's probably a good idea to go check and see if she's still here anyway, or if she's like moved on.
Sounds like a worthwhile
Who,
expenditure of effort.
who knows?
Also-
maybe we'll run into those drow as well.
Out of character, I know that Varian told them that you're faceless, but I don't think you've actually looked at it yourself and noticed. So with that being said, you wouldn't have felt anything other than what we talked about in DMs. Just the feeling of, well, I don't want to say it. You know what I told you.
Yeah.
Other
I
than
mean,
that,
yeah.
but yeah. So you guys are gonna kind of make your way towards the center room again.
Yep.
Let me get a group stealth check really fast.
Stealth
I thought we
check.
were just walking.
Group self.
If you guys just want to walk, it's up to you.
The drow are waiting to ambush us.
Oh, almost certainly. All right, do we
I
want
have
to
it
be
at
stealthy?
disadvantage.
I guess I should try to be stealthy.
Just a group one. I just want to see how you guys are doing. 17's good.
Well, I'm
No,
have it
4.
at disadvantage because I'm
Oh,
wearing
you're
heavy
heavy armor.
9, 4, and 10.
You guys are not very stealthy.
No.
We just had a hard fight. We're clambering through the hallways.
I'm gonna swap you guys to a group token for a second.
Okay.
If I can, where's the group token? Oh, there it is.
Actually, You know what I could do? I could give Calvin a steed.
You could.
All right, I am going to. I'm sorry, I keep burping. I'm drinking lemonade, and it's just doing something to me. So this is where the group token is. So you guys are not very stealthy. However, you guys have been kind of walking through this whole place, and I'm kind of saying like you guys reconvened at this area here to do your 1 hour short rest. During that time is when what you're about to see started to happen. So during your searching and things like that, you didn't really notice anything. What you're about to see is more so they thought you were gone as well and decided to come back, and now you guys are coming out. So they would basically have been coming back in to this position that they are in. All right, so as you guys unstealthily, clankly, clunk, tink, 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 walking around, Calvin talking about this ring that he's got being exclamatory because you guys think this whole place has been kind of
Look, there's
abandoned.
no reason to use the invisibility right now. It's not like we're going to come around the corner and run into anyone. Oh, hello.
As you guys are coming and walking around the corner and clanking, you will kind of see Simon there. There are, I only have 2 here, but there are 4 drow in here. There'd be 2 on this side, and then 2 right where you guys just were. And you will notice he kind of looks at you both, or all 3 of you. I thought that we were alone. Well, I guess you'll just have to partake, possibly.
I mean, I know you said we would see each other again, but I didn't think it'd be this soon.
It is a little ridiculous. Like, if there's anything you want to say, we are listening. Anything you'd like to share?
You didn't call, you didn't write,
Like,
and then you
come
show
on.
up out of nowhere.
How are we supposed to take this?
I know you
just-
summoned Mother, but we could have used some help too, you know?
He kind
She's
of
She's
at
not
the
our
sound of the
mother.
word
What about?
at the sound of the word mother, he kind of flashes a smile at you there, Varian.
Honestly, you just said you
Summon.
were going to get milk.
Summon's kind of a big word. She's always been here. Let's just say, awakened her. Not really summoned her. And he looks at you all, and then you all did the rest. You depowered her. And now, I have more things that I need to do here. You're welcome to stay and watch if you'd like to. I don't recommend. I would much rather work in private, just as I'm sure you all would much rather work in private. And maybe somewhere down the road, we could sit down and have a coffee and answer all of our questions. But, didn't interfere with your work. How about you don't interfere with ours? And you look
Hang
back and you kind of see the 2 drow that you guys can see kind of, not pulling their blades out, but kind of like hand on their blades at their sides.
Hang on. Didn't interfere with our work. You mean the very tall tree woman who tried to kill us didn't interfere with our work? Good. I was under the impression that it had. I'm glad you cleared that up for me.
Well, if we're all being honest here, and open, I brought her here. You jumped in the middle of my business and took it down for me. I would have handled it on my own, just as I did in the mines, but you all wanted to do it.
You ran.
I wasn't aware if you were going to be violent or hostile or what you would think of me. But by your work, I mean, I didn't interfere while you were searching through this whole temple. Didn't interfere when you were extracting the children from the mines. Your work.
How do you know about the children from the mines?
Let me say. Well, as you know, he looks back at the 2 drow. Give me a history check for anyone who might know Drow's relationship to spiders. He's gonna give you a thing, but
We did learn a little bit.
Yeah, we
from
did.
Yeah, I think you guys did.
Yeah, from Lily,
I can
interrogating that
roll it
dude.
like or
So he's basically going to let you guys know. He knew about the children because he can speak with the spiders and things like that. He can hear them talk. He knows what they were doing. But he's going to relay it to you back. But I didn't have anything to do with their feeding, what they needed. And what the minions need for sustenance isn't really 100% my problem.
So when you say you took care of it in the mines, that means you awoke another deity down there?
I'm not interfering with your work.
Except for the fact that the entire region, the reason those so-called minions, as you put them, were feeding on children was because of your work.
Well, the spiders were always there in the mines. Me being there, rousing them slightly, yes, it might have.
Slightly.
Right, well, I think we've had a good conversation now. I think coffee break's over. Just gonna take the rifle off my shoulder.
He kind of holds up a hand. I'm not sure you want to do that.
Well, so
Not-
far you haven't made a very good argument for yourself.
You're raising a rifle to a man that's caused you no harm. He's not gotten in your way.
To be fair, those spiders that were feeding on the children didn't cause me any harm, and I didn't hesitate to them either.
We did take some harm when we fell over from the lightning strike, so which were a result of you awakening mothers. So technically you did, but
The lightning strikes.
We did see two guys get fried to very crispy because of those lightning strikes, didn't we?
we did.
He kind of looks at you all. Right, the lightning strikes had nothing to do with me. That is the temple's defense mechanism.
Are
That
you
triggered because you were in here?
He kind of looks at you all. I can see how you would think that, yes, I can understand. He looks at you all. Well, I meant no ill harm, and I apologize for that. If anyone was gravely injured, he looks to the drow behind him. I'm willing more so than ever to compensate the families. I meant no harm in what I did.
And how much gold is a child's life worth?
I guess that's up to the person that lost the child. But I can promise you, you're going to learn something about people. You can put a price on anything. I've given you the option to leave peacefully. I don't want a fight.
Neither
But-
do I.
If it's something you're looking for, he kind of looks at the other two and to the ones in front of you that you can't see. We're more than willing to have one. But I can promise you're not going to make it out in the same amount of pieces that you are right now. So if you want to remain 3 whole pieces,
Or including the cat.
he kind of looks, oh, I apologize, I didn't see the cat.
It's fair. It's got a little smaller than it was when it came in. On account of it being, torn apart by a giant tree. Which you summoned. Just thought I'd put
That's
that
true.
out.
Didn't summon, it's always been here.
You touched it.
To be honest, I didn't really understand what was going on anyway. You might as well have summoned it.
Kind of looks at you all. I didn't summon it. I awakened it. He looks
Again,
at all of
damn
you.
semantics.
He looks at you all. Especially Varian, because you're still in armor.
So what's the difference?
The difference in summoning and awakening would be, as you are all aware, there's no gods on this realm anymore. Summon a god would be to bring it back, to awaken a deity. It was already here, I just awakened it.
The thing is, you pissed it off regardless.
You all are the ones that attacked it.
It attacked us first.
Very true.
Was it attacking me when I was speaking to it?
We can't
wasn't
speak
even
Celestial,
foiled.
and it hit us with a spell, so we retaliated.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to trust me. It
I
meant
find
no
that
ill
very
harm.
hard to do.
It meant no ill harm, but it also felt threatened.
So why didn't you talk it down?
Yeah, why didn't you say no, bad, take it nice, stay,
We weren't acting
sit?
aggressive until you disappeared and left us to fight a deity
And we've all
substitute.
come around full circle to the
Hang on.
answer.
What happened with you dealing with it?
I was going to deal with it, but you all jumped in.
You told us to walk forward, so we did. Or
And
at
you
least I
listened.
did. Yeah.
Hang on. You sound like a child who's trying to get away with something by blaming it on us.
Yeah, that's my job.
Roll an insight check.
Again.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Let's go.
Call you.
Oh, my God. Guys, he seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, that's my job.
He seems to have been here, awakening this deity. You're not sure why. He had some things that he was trying to do. He caught your all's presence as he was talking to it, told you all to come forward. Invisibled himself. The deity cast something, and you all took it as aggression and went. That's basically what you're getting from what he's telling you.
Oh, it definitely was aggression when the roots sprung up and started damaging me.
Yeah, thing.
Or
There's
the
no
ground started
misinterpreting the
shaking.
deity's actions. Those were hostile.
And I
As far as I
appreciate
know.
you all taking it down for me.
So you.
Hang on. So are you blaming
wasn't
us or thanking
aggressive.
us?
It wasn't aggressive, but you were going to take it down anyway.
Yes, for my work. Listen, you all are coming in here getting mad at me that a deity attacked you and that you had to take it down. I in no way wanted you all to attack it. I was going to take care of it and put it back into its slumber myself.
At what point
As-
did we say we were mad at you for that?
Oh, I don't know. Did I say
See.
mad?
Yes.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Putting words in our mouth, very manipulative.
Honestly, who's really surprised at this point? Oh, don't worry, guys. I will talk to the hostile deity, which isn't actually hostile, and then I will kill it for my own purposes.
So
There
you're gonna
you
wake
go,
it
you've got
up.
it.
You're gonna wake it up, say, "Sorry, just a prank, bro," and then put it back to sleep.
I think
I'm-
that's what his plan was. Yes.
I'm looking through all y'all's like checks right now. Have you guys done a perception check in this room yet?
No,
I think we
I mean,
did
the
when
last
we were first
session,
entering.
we did
Yes.
not because this area we didn't. But down at the beginning, we did.
Okay.
Or did we? No, wait, we didn't.
Are
You
you all
only-
going to kind of stay in this corridor here? Or are you guys moving forward to head downwards? What do y'all want to do so I can open up some more? And then I'm going to give you guys a perception check if you'd like it.
I think very much stay in this little choke point so that he can't just run past me. The
Okay.
others can step forward if they'd like, but
I
for the
will
moment-
say you've mapped this area out. You know where you are now only heads north, and you know that the bottom is the only way to head out of here.
there is technically one other route through the
Oh,
temple.
yeah,
but
there
we
is.
don't know if he knows that.
Well, the DM didn't even know it.
Exactly, which is why I'm hoping he doesn't know that.
All right. Go ahead and give me a basically a perception check of the room and of him at the moment.
Sure. This is gonna go great. Oh yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, Varian's got a good one.
Give me a second.
Yep.
Oof.
Oof. All right. So, for one, Calvin does not like people who monologue. He also doesn't like people who talk as hard to follow as he is. Varian, so Calvin's like barely paying attention. Varian, however, you are military. You always have been, as shown by last session. You've had some trauma in your past, and you're watching these guys very keenly. You catch that the drow have not removed their hands from their weapons. More precautionary, not really. What's the word I'm looking for? Preparatory. And you'll notice he's had something clutched in his hand for quite a while. You also notice that the symbol here in the middle of this room is very reminiscent of the one at the front of the temple. And looking at the ground, you notice that that hole where the lightning was hitting the other one out in the front, there seems to be like a covered up hole on this one as well.
Hmm. What's that in your hand?
He kind of looks down and looks back. Like I said, I'm just trying to finish my work here.
And until you tell us what that work is, you're going to be stalled for a minute.
He looks
We're
at
very
you all.
curious people, if you couldn't tell.
Really, from one scholarly type to the other.
I'll tell you what. We can do that coffee. Shortly. However, I ask you let me finish my work here uninterrupted.
You realize the last time we did that, we got attacked by a giant tree, right?
I can promise you if you head out this time, there will be no giant tree. And if there is one, I will take care of it myself. I am in here alone. I just need to finish.
You're in here alone. I see one bodyguard at least with you.
He looks back at them. For anyone that knows anything about drow, they're pretty much mindless. They're not going to act on their own. He looks at them all. You're all free to go do whatever you want. And they all kind of just look around like, what?
But aren't you drow as well?
Right, but I have a little thing called free will that different mother has given me, although the lesser drow here. It's like an hierarchy. You know, like leadership, sergeants and lieutenants, privates, and military. You got the spiders, and these little fellas, he looks to the guys with the daggers, they can tell the spiders what to do, and I can tell these guys what to do, and my mother can tell me what to do, and it's like a chain.
Wait, so are you working off free will right now, or someone else's orders?
I've said a little bit too much. But like I said, I'm more than willing to have coffee with you.
Well, let's do it right now.
There's no coffee in here.
Well, I mean, the coffee's metaphorical. It's like they say, the cup of tea isn't what matters in the conversation, it's the people you have it with.
Well said.
Calvin's gonna light up a PX3.
I'm sure he's got a spare one if you want it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Give me a not perception. Give me a persuasion.
Oh god.
I'm gonna give it to you either at advantage or I'll let I will let you. No, I'm just gonna give it to you at advantage because no one else is really trying here. 18. He's gonna look at you. This is a very particular ritual that I have to do. It's very particular work, and it cannot be done with interruptions. You will see things that you probably don't want to see, and I'm advising you not to watch what it is I'm going to do. However, he kind of walks up to you, Carter, reaches out a hand. I will let you stay as a show of good faith. If the other two want to wait out front,
Up to you, Carter.
Oh. I will turn to Calvin, see if he has any opinion on the matter.
Calvin's just trying to hotbox the temple right now.
Perfect. If you just get the god high, we'll be golden. We can get away with this.
Disadvantage checks all day.
He looks at Varian. For more trust, if you don't mind. You see him start like, imagine Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha where they're swirling their hands and stuff. You see him start to move his hands slowly, and kind of after about a minute, he conjures this reddish-colored glass ball. I know what I'm thinking of. The Harry Potter, that ball, the Remember All, that's smoke and red on the inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except it's like a red ball with like a white cloudish smoke on the inside.
Hmm.
He kind of walks up to you.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of walks up to you. Imagine this like a magic 8-ball almost. He kind of walks up to you, hands it to you. This is only going to last for the next 4 hours. However, if you look down into it, do you look at it?
Yes.
You will see. Give me a second here. Carter, what's your current HP at?
Quite a bit.
Basically, you're going to see a number representation of where his current health point is at. He is then going to pull out a needle. He's going to look to you there, Carter.
I'll do it.
Well, you'll do it yourself then. Go ahead.
Take the needle, stick it in my. I think I stick it in my hand or something.
Go ahead and roll a 1d2.
Oh God, no, not the 50-50. One.
So, as you're looking down at the ball, you will notice that the smoke kind of starts to swirl really fast, and you'll notice that the number value represented of his health pool has went down by 1. So he has given you basically a scry on Carter's health for the next 4 hours. That way, if his health begins to drop, you know that something's going wrong, and you can rush in here and cut my head off. That's a show of good faith.
I'll just run in and start blasting. That's the difference.
Old campaign. Anyway. So you have that now. Calvin, Carter, Varian.
Yep.
What y'all doing with it?
Carter's all right with
But
it.
I do warn you. If you do plan on sacrificing anyone, I am not liable to just stand by idle.
You've already sacrificed it.
Oh,
Like I
excellent.
said,
Never mind.
you've already
Carry
done the
on.
work. So the two of you are going to head out?
If I'm not out by sundown, or they try to leave without me, have at her.
Will do.
Guess we're just gonna head out.
I'm going to move the group token down.
Varian, you want a PX3?
I think
as-
one of us needs to not be high, just in case.
Hi, what are you talking about? It makes me think better.
With that, Shredder's going to kind of look at you like bullshit. Give like a little purr.
I've actually been using Shredder as my lighter for a little bit.
Shredder's like Hobbs size right now, by the way.
Perfect.
As you guys kind of come out to the front, you'll notice that the fires from the soldiers and things like that, there does seem to be at the wood line some fire again. So it does look like they went and got more people, because I remember last time you guys came out and you saw nothing. It didn't look like they brought anyone back. Doesn't look like they warned anyone of anything. This time coming out, you do see on the edge of the tree line, not 200 people worth of fires and things like that, but I'd say just looking out, you could estimate maybe 40 to 60 men out there. There's like 4 fires, big fires. So you can imagine a couple little camps, maybe one company of people. But yeah, I'm going to DM you what you were about to see, I think. Now we'll just say it. Screw it. All right, so I'm going to bring this back up.
I can't see anything. So
there we go. So you're all right in here again. Not all of you.
Yeah.
I can get rid of these. Why is this not working? All right, so let me look at your sheet. I don't know if what languages you speak.
Common.
All right, so you're not going to understand anything he is saying. Basically what you see, you're going to see him kind of doing that same thing with his hands like you were before. But this time you're going to notice that he has a green orb in his hand, kind of marble-sized. Not the small marbles, but what are they called? The bangers or the slammers? Or is that pogs? The bigger marble. About the size of that. It's a green glowing orb. You'll see him kind of doing an incantation to it, talking to it. You see it begin to radiate, glow brighter, then duller, and then rapidly on and off flashing, almost like Morse code. You don't understand any Morse code, but you kind of get the impression that it's speaking back to him. They're having a conversation. As he kind of walks around the symbol on the floor, I think it's a bull head on here, but it is bulls, right? Minotaurs, ground temple. Yeah, it's a bull head on the floor. You'll notice that the circle. Yeah.
While the orb is flashing, would I be able to make note of the intervals and things, or is it just too fast or too much?
It's like, what am I trying to think of? It's like a lightning bug speed, so it's really, really quick. You're not going to be able to pick up like the millisecond intervals of things like that, but you can tell that it does seem like there's areas of like distress, like it's very fast. And then there's also some areas where it seems to be like almost calm. But as far as like keeping track, not so much. I'd say more, you would notice more rapid flashing than the slow calm flashing. But you see him kind of walking around. The hole in the floor begins to open up, and he drops down kind of to one knee, slowly pulling the orb out, holding it right above the hole in the ground. You'll notice it kind of floats there for a second, and it begins rapidly flashing again before ultimately all the light in the room that you're in just goes completely blank, and you watch it suck straight out into the hole. It's silence for a second. You're in this room. There's no breeze. There's no sound of anything. You can hear everyone breathing. You still count all 5. After about 10 seconds or so, the light shoots up through the center of the hole where he was standing, hitting basically the ceiling. Not explosive light or anything like the lightning bolts that were hitting outside where it's actually causing this reaction, but just this beam of bright light like you would imagine a UFO would shine down. So this light begins to fill the room. Looking around, you see the Drow's eyes all begin to glow the same color. Looking at Simon, you notice that he's just looking directly at you. His eyes have not changed in any color at all. And then it's almost within that same time that the light flashed. It felt almost like 5 minutes of bright light, but it was an instant that it happened. The light goes out again. The torches begin to come back on. Simon kind of looks at you. From when you were looking at him earlier, where he was standing tall and very strengthened, I guess, now he looks very, very weak. Like he just expended a lot of energy doing whatever it is that he just did. All in all, you were probably in here for like probably 2 hours, I would say. Just kind of sitting there watching him doing his whole incantation, walking around the room, all the things like that. You even had to like follow him back to Mother's chamber a few times and come back. There's a lot of things that happened during this time. And as the light goes dark the second time, it almost sounds like something mechanical inside the temple below you. You hear it like shut down. That's when it went completely silent. When the light came up, the sound's no more. And he kind of looks at you. All right, it's done. It's powered down now. He kind of looks around. You see the 4 drow around him. He kind of reaches out his hand to the center of the room, and you see this red mist almost being instantly ripped from the 4 drow around him as all 4 of them fall to the ground. You see Simon kind of on his knees, look up at you. His eyes glow that green for a second, and he kind of stands up.
I really should have
And,
shot you before you did that.
If you had shot me before I did it, all 4 of them would have been on you. And I still have a little bit of health left to take a bullet, I promise you. But it's shut down now, and I could very much so go for that coffee, I guess. We should find a place to get out of here.
Why not?
He kind of walks up to you. He's still kind of stumbling. Do you mind a shoulder to lean on until I'm full strength again? If not, I understand. I'm a terrible person.
I suppose I'll keep you in front of me. So I guess I'll I'll hold them up.
I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna move all of you outside. While this is all going on for that 2 hours, I'm gonna drag this back to here. What would you guys have been doing while you're watching? Kind of sitting outside, smoking your P3. Varian, you kind of see that the fire's on the far side. It's probably like a 10-15 minute walk through the chasm to them. So you'd have time to have gotten to them, talk to them if you had wanted to, or you can just be sitting outside waiting for Carter to get done.
Probably just outside waiting, just in case something happens and I have to run in because of the little orb I got.
All right.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
While he's leaning on me, does he have any pockets?
Give me a perception at advantage.
All right. Might be a terrible idea, but yep, terrible idea.
He's wearing a cloak. As far as a 9 goes, you will see on the outside he's got some pretty deep pockets. As far as inside and pants, things like that, you can't really tell. It's a long flowing cloak he's wearing, and it kind of covers him up for the most part. But he has a few on the outside. Kind of like an artist robe type thing, you know? They have those big old pockets.
Sure. Could I drop a die into one of them?
Just to see what it does?
Nope, I just want to drop a die into his pocket.
Like a dice?
Yep.
You have a dice?
Yeah, I've got a dice set.
Yeah, go ahead. You drop a dice in. He does not seem to notice.
Excellent.
Oh, I see. But yeah, after about 2 hours, Carter, you make sure not to lead him through the right side of the maze. Yeah, see, I know my characters. I know you guys. You take him the left way through, bringing him all the way back through. You notice when you're coming back, all the rooms that you guys had previously went to, they're all empty. There doesn't seem to be any memories floating around. There doesn't seem to be any ghosts or spirits or anything. It seems to be just completely abandoned now. You guys end up making your way to the front door. Looking outside, you see Calvin sitting on the steps. He's got his cigarette stick P3, kind of touching it to Shredder out there, lighting it. You see the cat swiping at him, trying to get him to stay away. Varian standing there looking straight back, like sword ready to be drawn to run in there at any given moment. Eye down at his ball, watching it. Varian, while you were watching it, you would notice that the health didn't drop or move or anything like that, but the smoke was going like crazy. Like it felt like at any moment it looked like almost it dropped to 0, then back to full, then back to 0, back to full. But it was so fast, like it almost felt like your eyes were playing tricks on you and you weren't sure you were seeing it. But yeah, for the most part, it stayed at full, and it looked full. But there was moments where it looked like Carter was dead for a split millisecond, and you weren't sure. But you see Carter. You see Carter coming out. He's got Simon in front of him, but he's still kind of got the shoulder there for him to lean on as they're kind of walking out. He kind of looks at you all, sees the fire and torches in the background. I don't recommend we go through that way. If you
Why
want to
not
have
that
that coffee.
Is there another way out of this temple?
He kind of looks at you all. You notice that so the temple is built into the base of the mountain. If you kind of look at this map, you see there's like edging there, you know? You would be able to kind of scale around and go the back way through the actual mountain to the trail. There are a few little villages and things through there, but it's through woods and stuff like that. It's not through known trails. Simon kind of looks at you. I can, if we take just a little bit of a break, I can ensure safety through the woods. However, if we do decide to make way now, I would need some help if we get into any trouble. With that, you would know out of character. He's out of spell slots.
Get his ass! No.
He just used a
Perfect
lot of
time.
energy to do whatever it was that he just did. He's very weak. And you do find it a little bit odd that he said he just needs a short rest for, to get himself back up.
Oh, it's a warlock.
No, we can
He's a
keep going.
warlock.
A warlock, or there's another one.
Yeah, wizard can also get spells.
Wizard.
Yep. Does he have a tome on him? Spellbook?
Not with those perception checks.
That's very true. Fair.
So you guys have the option to try to lead him through the Ryeberry Guards, or to kind of go through Blackrock Mountain. All right, wait, hold up 1 sec before I give you guys the wrong name of what this mountain is. Let me double check
We
here.
can go through the guards.
Load map. There we go. So if you go through the mountain, you will end up in a city called Nedler. Or you can just go down to the Tri-Roads. There's a kind of like a fort area there as well, and a few little small little shops and things. It's a Tri-Roads, it's kind of like the city of Caravan is, except on a much smaller scale. They have like food shops, little things like that. Or yeah, you can go through guards. Let me get back to you guys.
You guys think?
All
I
right.
think we can make it through the guards.
I think so too.
Simon kind of looks at you all. I can't push through the Ryeberry Guards with you all. I'm not necessarily a wanted man there, but let's just say drow aren't 100% welcome in that city. He looks at you specifically, Carter. I'm still open to have that coffee with you. I can't push through this with you all to meet that.
It's okay. You can be our prisoner.
Yeah, if you bring me in as a prisoner, you do realize they're here to arrest somebody, right?
Well, we got to it first, so they can go try to find someone else.
If you come out with one more than you went in with, you know what? We'll try the gods.
They can
They'll
be
listen
very
to us.
perceptive, can't they? Persuasive. Oh my god.
How are you all, before you make this trek to the guards, what are you all going to do in preparation to... I don't know if you guys are planning to deceive the guards, or what is your plans with these guards, what you're about to do?
I have no idea. This is their plan.
I am going to persuade them to let us through because we have someone with important information we need to speak to with us that they don't need to know about.
I'm going to let you know
Very
you're going to be
convincing.
trying to deceive an entire military. Well, at least 40 to 60 men.
Well, captain.
And the captain specifically.
Yeah, specifically the captain.
So it will be at disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Do you-
Oh, no.
Out of character. Do you guys have handcuffs or anything of the matter to make
I've got
him look
rope.
like a prisoner?
We got
got
rope.
Yeah.
Okay. I might give you a straight roll if you try to make him actually look like a prisoner.
I mean, obviously, you gotta do that.
I wholeheartedly believe he's our prisoner because he is weak and we have him in captivity.
All right.
That is true, actually. Varian, like,
All right.
I don't know how
I-
Carter feels about this precise moment, but no, I think to the Varian, this is definitely just a prison transport.
Now, does this person have a cloak, like a hood for his cloak? Because you could just throw it over top of his head, so it hides kind of its identity as
If I have
more.
learned anything, if you are trying to hide from someone, a hood is the worst possible method.
I
But-
don't wear
but
a
he's a
hood
drow.
anyways. He's got more of a high-collared cloak.
Hmm.
No mask.
Before you ask, no, I'm not giving him my hat.
I wasn't gonna ask.
Excellent.
Maybe.
So that's the plan right now?
Apparently.
Yep.
Guess so.
Alright. I will allow either one at advantage, or you guys can do this as a group. What am I looking for here?
I mean, it's definitely a deception from Carter.
Well, this isn't going to be the deception. This is going to be how well you guys make him look like a prisoner for the deception.
Oh.
So this would be like a
Performance?
yeah, give me, you can do either a performance. Now, hold on, let me look at one of y'all's things. It's been so long since I've actually played a character. I don't know what everything is.
It would either be persuasion or performance.
Well, if we're trying to make him look like our prisoner, it would be like a disguise check. Oh, or would it be a disguise check?
Yeah.
That'd be a disguise kit check.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it'd
but we're
kind
not
of be
trying
a
to disguise him.
give me a performance check at advantage, or all three of you.
What do we
Here's
think?
the best performance. I have 3 plus 3.
0.
I have -1.
Okay. I guess I'll do it at advantage, guys. I'm very used to tying people up with a rope because I was in the military.
There you,
Let's
dude.
go.
I was just about to say I'm looking for a 16.
Nailed it.
All right. You get the knots on pretty decently. As you're walking around, you're like, "Hey, man, you can't be holding on to trinkets and things. Put your stuff in your pockets. You have to look like an actual prisoner."
Or let us
Um,
hold on to it.
Varian's
so
actually confiscating things.
Yeah.
This is an actual prison maneuver. We
You're
are not
actually a prisoner
pretending
now.
here.
Give me all your stuff right now.
I'll even hold
They
on
could
to it.
search you at any moment.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be bad if they found a knife on you or something of the sort when they're checking over us? Kind of bad, bro. So it's better if you give us all the stuff right now.
As you're doing this, he's just kind of smiling. Well, whatever you all think will help.
Alright, we empty his pockets.
Empty all the pockets.
As far as pockets, who's reaching into them?
I assume it would be me since actually I'll
I
let
could
Carter
help.
do it while I'm tying him up.
Oh, apparently I'm going through pockets now. Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, you're the pocket guy.
Apparently so.
So reaching into the pocket that you initially threw the die into, because that's just the first pocket I would assume you would go into because you've already been in.
Yeah, sure.
You will realize that this is like a very deep, unending pocket.
Okay.
Almost like he has a bag of holdings sewn into his pocket.
Well, if I remember how bag of holdings work, I will flip it inside out.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Because I would do it.
So
Supposed to check pockets. Oh dear.
just for the one with the dice, I will tell you there is a dice in there. There's a few books in there that come out. They're not written in common. Leather bound, locked books, kind of like a diary, except if you were to, old diaries had really crappy locks on them. You could always just pop them open. This is like a very intricate locked book. There's probably, give me a sec. There's 3 books that you're going to find in there. I'm going to say there's 2 spell scrolls in there. A diamond. I'm trying to look up something. Let me write all this down. All right, that would be in that one pocket. In the other pocket on the other side of him, you're gonna find.
Sorry, are all of your pockets like this?
No, the other pocket, just the one that you put the dice in, is the bag of holding pocket. The other pockets you're gonna find like more so just like knickknacks, snacks, foods, things like that.
Yeah.
Dagger, just random odds and ends, bits of parchment.
Can I cut off that bag of holding off of his coat? Keep it.
You could
Rather
try, but
Don't be damaging coats and things.
I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, so how about I just take the coat?
He's gonna look at you. I am willingly letting you all move me, and you're trying to take all of my stuff. I can get out of this at any moment. Let's not be thieves.
What? Us thieves?
Us?
I will go
No.
collecting
Thieves?
all of
No,
the things, making sure they
no.
are separate from the rest of the group's stuff.
Are you making a ledger?
Yes. A list of items that need to be returned.
You're also gonna see a in his right pocket, not the left pocket's the bag of holding pocket. In the right pocket, there's also a small like crystal orb. Do any of y'all use a focus? I don't know if paladins don't use a focus, right? You have a holy symbol. This would be his focus.
Okay. All right.
So that's probably all the things that you would find. He doesn't carry cash. Yeah, that'd probably be it. No communication devices. He does all that in his head, things like that.
Perfect. Then I will collect all this stuff. I guess stick it in my bag. Make sure it's separate from my stuff. And keep my ledger.
All right.
I think that's everything.
You all kind of stand up after going through all of his stuff, making sure everything's good to go. Shredder kind of takes the rear, kind of standing behind him, as you guys are kind of moving. Just make sure you are persuasive enough into convincing them. They don't take kindly to Drow, even though Caravan, the city, is pretty welcoming to most races. For some reason, not so much mine. So,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
if I have to flee, he looks to Carter. I expect you to meet me for coffee, and I will let you know where. And he kind of taps his head with his hand, which all of you look at like, wait, your hands are tied behind your back. And then when you look again, his hands are back behind his back. Still tied.
I'm just going to assume he can like walk through walls and stuff as well at this point. So yeah,
All right,
assuming
then.
I'm not like locked in the middle of a ship, I'll see if I can make it.
You all make your way down the chasm. As you begin to get closer and you start making your way up in elevation, kind of coming out of this chasm area, you'll notice that there isn't really any Ryberry colors, like flags, like a what's the word I'm looking for? A rally point. It more so seems like they just kind of left some people behind to wait for you all. As you're kind of walking up, you'll hear one of them yell, "They left you for dead out there. We didn't
To be
think you were
fair-
coming back.
A couple of folks are dead.
You see one of the groups of soldiers kind of all stand up at once. Is there help needed in there?
Yes.
Less in the temple. A couple of your comrades in arms, well, they didn't make it, I'm afraid. They are currently left outside the temple.
You see the group that you are talking to. It's about 8 people or so. They kind of all look towards each other. The bodies are up there by the temple.
Yep.
I believe that's what I said.
Well, that's probably where they'll stay then. I don't know if you saw, but there's some creepy things going on in that temple. We haven't really left past this, the woodlawn here.
I can see that.
Did they suffer?
I believe
No,
they immediately died.
Yeah, they were
It was pretty
electrocuted. It was pretty quick.
Well,
I
at least we
think.
can tell their families that they didn't suffer. At this point, they're kind of noticing your prisoner, who's just kind of looking around. You'll notice that a few of them begin to draw weapons and things like that. A couple of them bring guns up. A couple of them have their
Put
hands on
hands up.
sword.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I step aside.
What the hell are you doing bringing that thing around here?
Clearly, he is our prisoner. As I gesture to him tied up with his hands behind his back.
Right, we sort of have a shoot-down-sight drow kind of policy here. Let's just
Which is
say they're
why
not...
he's our prisoner and not your prisoner.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
how-
don't really
right.
come around here, so
Also,
you'll take care of this.
for my point of sake, how good is your aim? I keep on
Thanks.
scooting away.
As you say that,
That
you
is
hear
true.
just lots of guns cocking. It's not about the aim, it's about the amount.
Out of only
But,
10%.
but how good is your aim?
Like, I want to know how far away I have to be so that I don't get shot.
Yes.
You say he's your prisoner. One of the main ones is the one that's been talking kind of walks forward. Bigger, burlier guy, big beard. Not wearing a lot of armor. Got kind of like a sash over the chest only. Longer pants, chest exposed, sword on his side. You say he's your prisoner, so what prison are you taking him to if he's your prisoner?
We got some space in our prison cell on the ship.
On the ship, huh? And who do you represent?
It's a need to know basis.
Excuse me. Sorry. Do you mind if I get your attention here? I've got a couple of papers and things that I need to go through with the rest of your troops. The temple is a bit of a death trap. So again, I need to make sure like you've got a couple of stations around to stop people from wandering in. Also here, I'm going to pull out the map of the temple. I realize none of you are liable to go near it. However, in the future, for future expeditions, I do want to make a few copies of this particular map. Just make sure that any future expeditions don't get lost or killed by random stray traps and the like. Is someone here got the authority to have that looked at?
And really
I assume-
pissed off goddesses. You can't forget that.
The big one that's been talking to Varian is very confused, looking now by this authoritative Carter walking up. Right. I'm in charge. I
Excellent.
am. It's me. So,
Perfect. I can tell you've got very much the stature of a leader.
right.
Very puffy chest.
What?
Yes.
This way. Do they have like some sort of a table or something set up, or?
He's gonna pause you for a second. If you need to make copies, we have a cartographer still here. Actually, he kind of points back.
Excellent. Then I'll need you to sign a couple of the documents to issue the proper guideposts and such. Other than that, I think yes, and I'll send for the cartographer as well. That would be excellent.
Well, the cartographer's right there. His name's Phineas. He's right there. You're more than
Perfect.
welcome to do that, but you're not gonna sweet talk your way out of this one.
Who said anything about sweet talking? I've got a job to do.
I'm not as stupid as I sound. Looks back
Oh.
towards you guys.
Hang on. Who's referring to as stupid? I
Me.
need a cartographer. You got me the cartographer. I need some documents signed. You're the leader.
And
And why
I
are you
pointed
calling
you
it-
in the right direction.
And why are you calling
Not
yourself
for signing
stupid?
documents.
Why are you calling
Because
yourself stupid? We never
you
said
all-
anything about that.
Son of a... You all are trying to overwhelm me with like 5 different conversations at once here, and I'm just trying to figure out why this drow is here.
But now you
Yeah,
have
prisoner
more.
going back to ship. We'll deal with that in a minute. Do you mind signing these documents?
Please.
He looks down at the documents. And in what reason do I need to sign a document?
It's
Well,
quite
you're the
simple.
one in
You
charge,
need to-
right?
I'm just in charge of the battalion here right now. What do you need a
Yes.
signature for? You're not... Are you wanting me to sign over a transfer of prisoner? Because I'd be more than willing to sign that document and take the prisoner from you.
Nope, I need to guard requisition to ensure that no one randomly wanders into this canyon and gets themselves struck by lightning.
Well, I can't sign guard requisitions. That's something you're going to have to talk with, crap, I got to make a name up. Hold on. Give me a sec.
Why not Ferb? Because you already said
No.
Phineas.
Phineas is a nerdy name. I need a name for that dude, the head guy, so hold on. Does it surname? What? He's a human. Just give me a name.
Gerald.
Oh, Ruiz.
Clark Kent.
I don't know what a good last name. Ruiz Smith. You're gonna have to talk to Ruiz when he gets back. He's kind of the leader of this outfit.
And where can I find him?
He's been running back and forth doing little convoys, kind of letting the main guard at the city know what's going on out here. He left me in charge of the front line at the trees, and he left another fellow there in charge back there at the wood line towards the city. He should be back. Actually, while I'm thinking about this, you guys were all in here. Nighttime, took a long rest till daytime, pushed through the time. It's probably nighttime right now, actually. He should be back sometime tomorrow morning.
Is it possible I would run into him on my way to the other camp?
I mean... Oh, between here and there? No. You might be able to run into him between the tree line and the city if you were to head back, but... As far as between
I'll
the tree
see
line
about
and...
doing that for guarding the temple. Phineas, was it? I need some maps.
He kind of points back. You'll notice there's a kind of like a circus type tent set up. Not red and white, obviously. It's more drab color. Looking inside, you see there's a table set up. You see that there's a bunch of people in there. Not only cartographers, but also forgers, I guess you could call it. People that do writing and things like that. You'll notice that it's kind of like a headquarters, I guess, set up in there.
Do
Kind of
hope they're
points you in
more
the
like
direction
on the
there.
secretary side of
Se-
things,
yeah.
rather than forgers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... It's more secretary, but they're good at... It's
Yeah.
not calligraphy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why'd I say thank you? I thought of myself. Calligraphers and cartographers in there, not forgers. Jeez.
Excellent. Yep,
Um,
I will find someone to work on maps with.
All right. You headed that way. There's a bunch of human males in there. There's a couple. What are the words I'm looking for? There's a Fearbolg fellow in there, and then there's two half-elven women in there. One of them does seem to be the calligrapher, and you notice that the cartographer is the Fearbolg fellow. Kind of looking at you. How can we help you?
I'm looking to make some copies of this map here. The central temple area for future expeditions. I assume you've got some place to store maps and things that aren't in immediate use.
You see his eyes like light up. Oh, it's not very often we get to copy a map down. This is some intense work. This is what I live for. And he like takes the map from you. If I can, hold it for the evening.
Of course. I will want a copy of it once you've completed your work. Again, if any of the chicken scratches are legible, let me know. I'd be happy to see if I can translate my work.
Well, keep the copies for ourselves. We always give back the originals. If you'd like to leave your mark here on the papers to ensure you get yours back.
Ah, yes, of course. I will.
Put your little stamp signature on there, and he gives you a big smile. He kind of also looks over. You'll notice that as you walk into this tent, it's actually a lot bigger than it looked on the outside, and you get a sense that there's some kind of magic going on in this tent.
Note to self: do not send the dark elf into the pocket dimension tent. Or alternatively, send the dark elf into the pocket dimension tent.
Oh God, what am I doing with y'all? You notice when you walk in, the tent was originally small, but looking in, it's almost like a. You look around, it's almost like an aid station. You notice that there's like some medical areas set up. There's kind of like some. What are those cots set up for people to sleep on, like a recovery area? It's almost probably 4 times as big as what it looks.
All right.
As you're sitting there for a bit, jumping back to the others. Right, so while he's handling that,
Back in a minute.
this thing right here.
Whoa. Thing.
Do you not realize that they were pretty much the downfall and of what's your history at? Out of character. You will know that the war was mostly brought on by not brought on by Drow, but they kind of headed it off, and they're known as kind of the magical people that were pushed away when it all kind of ended. You don't see them a lot anymore. They were also pushed to the other plane. So like seeing Simon for these people, they're a lot more on edge than you imagine, especially people that are older, kind of been around for the worst of it all. So when he tells you, like, they're not liked in Ryberry, they're just not, especially for someone who lives so close to a temple for this long. Ryberry would have seen a lot more drow activity during the war, just because of where it is. Go ahead and give me a deception check, by the way, at advantage.
Deception. Okay.
Or persuasion. 18 is good enough. Alright. You have armor. You have your ship. You have your reasons. I'm telling you now, if he gets out at any point, we will not hesitate to kill him.
Sounds good.
You are all welcome to rest here for the evening. But I'm going to let you know now that the rest of us men, I'm assuming out of character that you guys have kind of told them that you've kind of cleared this thing up, right?
Yeah.
You guys kind of did say that. Giving them the maps.
Yep.
We're going to leave a few men here for the night, and the rest of us are going to begin our head back to let everyone know what's going on. We'll leave. That's too low.
What's 10?
Wow, you guys get 8 men. We're gonna leave the medical tent here with Phineas and the lady. You guys can have the cots that are inside. There's some medical supplies, things like that, if you need to resupply. But we're not staying here with that creature.
Well, racism aside, thank you for the help.
It's only racism if they didn't try to wipe out the entire human race.
Whoa. This is true, but not all drow are bad.
You catch Simon giving a faint smile at that. Kind of looks at you. I appreciate that.
Don't make me regret it.
You. Oh God. Carter, as you look outside, you see Varian and him walking towards the tent to come in.
Oh God! Just kind of like half awake, look up, see them. Wait!
They everyone kind of halts. What's the issue?
That's fine. Never mind. I just realized that I can't be in the tent at the same time as lots of other people. A bit of claustrophobia. We'd best keep the dark elf outside. Don't want to make people too uneasy. That sort of thing. And I'll just kind of whisper, "It's a pocket dimension."
You whispering it to him, or who are you whispering to?
To Varian and Simon.
Yes.
I don't know if Varian would know in character what that
He would have
means.
seen me flip it inside out, so I don't know if
Okay.
you know what it means, but that's true.
Simon does know what it means. He kind of gives you a look up and down. I appreciate the heads up. I'll just set up something outside. You're more than welcome to leave someone watching me if need be.
I'll be with them.
There we go. I haven't gotten to meet this one yet. That's perfect.
I'm gonna go back to my maps.
As
we
you
got
all,
this all figured out.
So, Simon, you smoke?
he's going to kind of give you a look. As you guys are all settling in, you guys kind of walk in. There's a few cots there, like I said, for you all to sleep on if need be. Phineas is going to be working through the night till morning to get that map done over for you guys. He's also going to be.
Bless his soul.
I didn't name the lady yet.
Ferb?
We could call her Ferb. Her name's Ferb. Ferb. I gotta come up with the last name. Ferb Wilder. There we go. Her name is Ferb Wilder. She is a half-elven girl. She is going to be drawing up the documents for the requisition for some guard posts for you. They're Carter, since you made such a big deal out of this.
It's important.
As Phineas is in the back doing the cartography, Carter, you're kind of in and out watching it. It's very mesmerizing to watch what they do. Almost like watching a printer or a 3D printer work is kind of how he is methodical with his drawing, and he's just one-to-one, like putting it onto a scroll for you, and he's making it a little bit bigger as well for their replicas. But through the night, you all managed to get some good sleep. Calvin, I'm going to jump back out to you for a second. Varian, what are you going to be doing for downtime?
Going to sleep.
All right.
I'm tuckered out and at half health.
You find yourself a nice cot in the back. Like I said, there's some medical stations, there's some healing kits, things like that if you guys need to top off. However, with a long rest, you're going to heal up anyways. There is also some... no, it's mostly medical. There's probably some munitions in there. I'm not going to say a lot. There's probably, for the most part, they took a lot of their ammo with them, but you can probably scrounge up 10 rounds each to
And I'm
refill your
also
weapons.
Going to put a Find Steed spell in Calvin's Ring of Spell storing before I
Okay.
take my long rest.
Fine steed, alright.
And then Calvin, with that, you're going to be going through your attunement to that as well. So Simon's sitting there with you. If I'm honest, I've never really cared for the stuff. It doesn't have the same effect on Drow, I think. It makes us lazy.
Oh, start smoking.
Make a persuasion check. Just straight roll. Looking for a 16 again.
Oh, man. 13.
Oh.
Damn.
I tell you what, I'm extremely tired this evening. Actually, you know what? Since you all are about to go to sleep, and he is tired and he is exhausted, I will give you that advantage. It's still not... He's going to smoke a little bit with you. He's not doing enough to get high. He's going to do enough to get tired and go to sleep so we can get a full long rest.
Now we assassinate him.
Oh, no. Oh, Calvin just wants to steal his pocket.
Oh, wait, that's true. Oh, no.
Guys,
Guys, I got the pocket. Runs into the tent.
oh, man.
We'll be fine.
I think it's only an hour to attune to something.
Yep.
Calvin, if you would like to do your... How long does Call Steed last? Or
It's
Find Steed?
forever. It's
Forever until it dies.
Is it?
Yep.
Summon spirit, blah, 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 blah.
And what the hell? We're casting random things. I will also put a fairy fire into it as well.
All right.
So he has 3 spells that he can choose from.
What would you like your steed to look like? As far as colors go, you're not going to have... Wait, does it have... I don't think it has your attire that goes with it. I think it's just a horse, right?
You get to choose what it looks like, so it can be any kind of animal.
No, I mean it wouldn't have like a... Why can I not think of the thing you sit on top of a horse?
Saddle?
Yeah.
Saddle.
All right.
Well, the steed can take a warhorse, pony, camel, elk, or mastiff.
Might allow other animals.
That's true. I allowed him to do it because he's doing a different table completely, though. So what are you
Okay.
looking for, Calvin?
Because
Because it is his spell, technically.
could it be a donkey that may or may not talk?
My
Is
God.
there
Okay,
annoying?
bro. Unless he wants to be. Oh my goodness.
You're really going to make me... I can't even do a donkey sound. I can't do it.
Well, you got a lot of time to practice.
Oh my God. Pony, warhorse, camel, elk. We can do a donkey. I don't know about talking donkey. You might be able to
No, it
learn
wouldn't
some...
talk. It's only got intelligence of 6.
Yeah, you
He'll
might be able to
talk
learn...
to him in his head.
Hey, if
That's
you
true, it can.
If
Understand each
Morgan
other,
can
yeah.
talk a little bit, then why not?
Yeah, you can talk to it in its head only, I think.
I don't think it can reply. I think you can kind of
Mm-mm.
communicate vague intentions and stuff.
Yeah, kind of like speak to
Really?
animals, I guess.
What if he told
I
me
just-
it's a very nice boulder we have? Like,
It's a very nice boulder. So yeah, while you're sitting there smoking your P3, you make an attempt for a very nice looking horse steed, but instead what pops out is a ass donkey.
it's gray. It has a black mane.
My God, gray with black mane, and a random white spot on the right cheek. Just so we're not completely stealing something from DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. I don't remember anything about that.
Yeah.
Possibly be referencing.
As soon as it comes out, it just kind of looks at you cross-eyed, looks up at the sky, sees the moon is out, looks back at you, and kind of does like a spin in a circle, flops straight down to its belly with a loud thump as it lands, and just exhales some air and begins to slumber.
I don't know why, but when you said it looked at the moon, I thought it was going to rear back its head and howl.
It's a were donkey.
Oh man, most OP character ever.
Oh my gosh. Lichen donkey. Donkey thropy.
Donkey thrope.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you guys all actually, Calvin, are you gonna be staying up all night watching him? Or are you gonna go to sleep?
I'm probably gonna go to sleep after I finish my PX3.
Alright. You guys all sleep very well. There are 8 guards there, so I will say Calvin, they kind of help you keep an eye on him through the night. They do, however, come in and out of the tent as the night progresses, switching shifts to sleep, things like that. When the morning does come, you all arise. The sun's coming up. There's no air conditioning or anything in this tent, so as the sun comes up, it does start to get hot in the tent rather quickly. Calvin, you would notice the sun coming up kind of in your eyes as you're waking up. Looking over to your right, you see that Simon is still there. His hands are no longer tied.
Of course.
He's
tie
just
them
kind of
back
sitting
up.
up. He looks at you. I'm full power now. I wouldn't recommend it.
I would still
Unless
do
you
it.
want to use...
I would
if
still
you want
do
to
it
lose
just
your
for
hands.
I would still do it for posterity.
He looks around. You guys will also notice that the 8 guards that were there through the night, they've kind of packed up and left as well. As you guys are waking up, they're leaving. As Simon looks back at you, there's no need to carry the charade anymore. He looks towards the tent. I can't walk in there, but someone owes me coffee, or I owe someone coffee, and explanations and talks.
I'm
So-
awake. Fine. Oh, sorry. Man. Something about being
Oh.
awake for like 2 days straight really does that to me. I could
Uh,
really use that coffee right about now.
Calvin, you look, your donkey's over chewing on a tree bark at the
What
base
is
of the
that?
tree.
I don't want to know.
Varian, Shredder has grown to like half size now. He's like Simba mid-stage when he's first out there in Hakuna Matata land. He's not full lion yet, but he's
Currently
getting there.
stalking the donkey.
he's getting there. Oh gosh. Well, they're both technically like fey creatures. They can probably talk to each other, right?
Celestial, Fey, or Fiend, you get to choose.
Yeah.
So this is my my noble steed.
You can also roll your
Ugh.
d6 to see if you get that spell slot back too for your ring.
Oh. 1d6. You said on a 4 up.
4 up. Yep.
50-50. Not bad.
Two.
Oh.
Nope.
So you're still
Dang.
missing 1 second level slot, but you still have 3 left. So I think you have like a level 1 spell in there, so you can cast that 3 times, or you can still do your
I
2
think
and
it
your.
takes charges adding the spell.
Does
so
it?
he has access to Fairy Fire and Invisibility, is what he would have left.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you know this now, Calvin. I might make some adjustments to this ring since this is a homebrewy ring.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of some flavor I might enjoy messing with. Like you get to choose what you get to. If it's a 5-slot ring and you've got some level 1 spells and you want to use it 5 times, or
That'd be
you can use your.
crazy.
Yeah, we'll see what we do with that.
Yeah.
But you guys do a pretty good job looking around, packing up. I don't know if you guys are actually going to pack up that medical tent, or no, you're not, because Phineas and Ferb, oh my gosh, are still in there. Phineas comes to you there, Varian, or Carter in the morning, looking dread tired, eyes bloodshot red. Pretty much stayed up all night for this for you. However, he lays it down. It is an exact replica of the one that you did. Scale, size, all that stuff. And then he also pulls out a larger one, because you kind of wrote yours in like a book. This one's more of a like map size, so like a 14 by 11, something like that, or 11 by 14 type larger print of the entire map. You notice that there are 2 of them, one for him, one for you, and 2 of the smaller ones as well, as he hands you those back. Ferb's just kind of sitting there with her feet on the table, and these were pretty much drafted before your eyes closed. Kind of holds them out to you to sign.
I appreciate both of this. I'll put in a good word.
I appreciate it. And she looks over towards Phineas there. You ready to go? He kind of looks at her. Yeah, I guess so. They head out, and are you all coming out too?
Because I get
Time
the
to
feeling this tent is
go.
not going to be standing for more than a few seconds.
As you all kind of walk out, she grabs like one end of the corner of the tent, rips it up from the ground, and gives it like a flop in the air. You see that it goes like turns into a tent to this long 10 by 10 foot square sheet, basically is what it looks like, gray sheet. It kind of flops to the ground. You see her kind of folding it into this square shape, and she kind of looks at you all. But you never seen a pop-up tent before? As they kind of begin making their way through the woods.
I don't remember. Possibly.
You're all kind of left there alone, looking at one another. Simon looks at you all.
Head back to town.
So I can't head back to Ryberry or Caravan, but there is an outpost. I'm going to pull up the main map, you guys.
Sounds good.
All right. Is there music playing still?
Oh yeah. Now there is. Yep, we're set.
Dope. All right, so you guys are there at the moment. So yeah, like I said, you kind of have that tree line there where you, well, no wait. You guys would be like there. So he can't go back to Ryberry just because of reasons. However, there is a through all this. Where the white circle is, there is a tri-roads there. There's kind of like a fort there. It's kind of been abandoned over the time, but people began using it for like a place to stay as they're making their travel from. And I do believe he told you all the name of this upper city. That is Nedler. So he will give you guys kind of the option to meet at the Tri-Roads there or at Nedler Settlement. You don't have to meet him right away, and he's going to give you guys... actually, you know what? He's going to look towards you specifically, Carter, as you all are making your way through the woods towards the city again. I can't travel to Ryberry with you. Hopefully you do understand. And hopefully through our time together, me not trying to run, you trust me slightly, at least. I will offer to meet you either at Nedler or at the Tri-Roads at your convenience. He is going to conjure up again, kind of like he did for... Varian, you're going to notice that that conjured ball with the HP is now vanished. He's going to conjure up something for you now, Carter. Smaller than the one that he gave to Varian. It's a small marble, basically. He hands it to you. He doesn't hand it to you right away. He holds it in his own hand first, and he gives it a squeeze. In your own hand, you feel the palm of your hand begin to burn kind of hot. And he hands it to you. He says, go ahead and give it a squeeze. You give it a squeeze, and he kind of holds his hand up. And you see in the palm of his hand, it almost looks like the marble is indenting into his own hand. And he kind of looks at you. That same burning sensation, I can feel it too. When you're ready for coffee, whether it be next week, a month from now, whenever you're ready to have a conversation, just give that a squeeze and think where you want to meet at. And he looks at you again. Begin to think of a place you want to meet. And as he's holding up his hand, whatever place it is that comes to your mind, you see it start to scrawl into his hand, like the name of the place. So whatever place you think of. And he looks at you. And like you know, I'm a pretty fast traveler. I can get to wherever it is you want to have this meeting at whatever point. Except for Ryberry. I will not meet you in Ryberry.
As there is one other thing. Back in the mines, I found a letter. Do you know of a Carla?
A Carla? No Carla. Sure you have the right name?
I believe so. It was on a document, so that I had to translate, so it's possible it's slightly inaccurate. I will pull out both the translation and the original documents and just show them to him.
If you pull them out, I do believe you guys came up with the name Karma.
I believe it was Carla, but... Oh, no, it was
Karma.
Karma, you're right.
It's Karma, yeah.
No, I'm just
All right.
misremembering.
I assumed.
Karma.
Let me think. So for people watching and for YouTube, I have to actually think of chronologically if he knows her yet. So give me just a sec, I gotta think. He's gonna look at you all. The name doesn't really ring a bell. Is it something that I should worry about?
That remains to be seen. We have reason to believe that this person is related to Theodore, Senior.
Right. The name Theodore sounds more so familiar than Karma.
Well,
Theodore I know is an older male fella, though.
Yes, I believe he is the one. Still, if you do run into either of them, I would appreciate you letting me know. I'm not sure if you have another way of communication besides this little marble. Otherwise, I think you can find me no matter where I am.
Let me look through something really fast. I don't know if he has. It's fun building your own characters and making your own spells. Let me double check. I don't know if he has sending or not. He does not have sending. He kind of looks at you. No other real ways of communicating unless... He kind of touches his head. Unless you have a way to communicate to me first.
Afraid not. Well, I'll bring it up the next time we meet, shall we?
Right, I appreciate it. And again, anytime you need me, give it a squeeze. Think hard where you want to meet. And try not to be vague. Try to be specific, if you don't mind. It's hard to pinpoint coming to a location if you don't know specifics.
Excellent. I will not just say middle of our forest somewhere. Good to know.
I do appreciate that. I really do. And with that, I gotta double check one thing. You were gonna see him kind of brush his hand across his face, down to his feet, as he assumes the form of an 18-year-old blonde human male, wearing some denim pants, a button-up white shirt, and kind of one of those Robin Hood hats with the feathers. Well, it was nice meeting you all, and Carter specifically, I look forward to our conversation. And he kind of gives you all a little head nod and a bow, and walks on his way and stops for a second and looks back at Calvin. I wouldn't mind trying that stuff again, if you wouldn't mind selling me a little bit.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you paid for it, but I will allow you to double that price if you would like to.
I think I even got it for free.
Oh god. All right, I will say I think I said it was like 1 gold for 20, I do believe it was. Maybe it was like 1 silver per. Yeah, I think it was like a silver per.
Okay.
So we'll say 2 silver per. I don't know how many you have left or what you're willing to sell. So for 1, I will say you can charge a gold for 1.
I'll give him fella. I'll be giving him 1 PX3.
Alright, he hands you a gold. Maybe it's time that I expand my mind a little bit and maybe travel and figure out my own journey, huh? Fantastic. I'm gonna go by Kevin while I look like this, if that's suitable for you all.
Sure, why not?
Kevin? Fantastic. What would your last name be?
Jones. Kevin Jones.
Might I suggest a name like McAllister? Kinda just...
Oh my gosh. Nope, Jones it is.
Work on it. Think about it.
It's written now. Should have said James. Kevin James. No, I'm just kidding. He kind of makes his way through the tree line. As you guys are watching him, it almost looks like he just vanishes into the trees. As you guys begin to make your way back through the trees, I do believe I said it's about a 2-hour journey.
Just going to stop as he disappears. A thought occurs to me. I'm going to check in my bag. Does he have his stuff?
Nope.
He doesn't have any of it, no.
Well, I guess that's in my bag still.
Free stuff.
Free
You
stuff?
have everything.
Oh, dear.
Including the die.
Yep.
So anyways. It's about a 2-hour walk through the woods. Are you guys trying to stick with Phineas and Ferb? Or are you guys are trying to catch up to them, to be with them? Or are you gonna just going on your own way?
Heading straight back.
All right. Let me get a D100 check.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm excellent. Actually, someone else.
Who did it last?
I think it was probably.
I'm not sure who did it last.
Go for it, Calvin.
54. Not worse, not best.
All right, give me a sec.
Did I ever get more ammo from that place? Because I didn't go into the...
I
Oh.
said if you guys had taken a minute in there, you probably would have found 10 rounds per weapon in there.
Yeah, I never went into it, so...
That's all right. Carter would have done the scouting, and Varian.
I could have tossed you some extra rounds.
Fantastic.
Actually, I have 30 revolver ammunition, and I don't use it, so you can have 10 of that and the 10 from the tent, so 20 minutes.
Is it 54?
Go.
What is this? Yeah, you guys make your way through pretty much... Oh, no, this is the wrong table. Hold up.
Eddie monster.
There we go.
I didn't expect that.
54. We're just gonna go through this because it's basically what you guys just did.
Oh no.
Out of character, a human man is on the ground wearing dark hooded robes. He's a necromancer trying to bring his undead army back to life. But you guys basically just dealt with someone who's trying to summon something back to life. So,
Yep.
for what you all know he's trying to do.
Yep.
So, you guys make it through relatively unscathed through the woods, and there's also not going to be a random guy in the woods. So, you do get to the edge of the tree line. You do make your way to the edge of the tree line, however. You guys are about to be very upset with me, I do believe.
It's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
We've been on a roll for so long, it's about time something went so wrong.
All right. So as you're making your way to the woods, you all begin to hear screaming. You begin to hear thunderous sounds. You begin to hear booming sounds. You begin to hear like almost what sounds like a herd running. Almost. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
that does not sound good, guys.
Are you sure? I think this is just the natural sounds of
Who
city life.
are any of you guys on the boat the navigator?
We
No,
haven't done
we
the
haven't
job.
We
just
never
yet.
done any
Oh.
of it.
All right. So with the 17s, Carter and Varian. Gosh, Calvin, stop smoking so much stuff.
I can't.
As you guys come through the tree line, looking ahead, you see in the dockyard of Ryberry and Caravan explosions coming from the ships. You see smoke coming up from the docks. You're not sure exactly what is happening over there. Looking straight forward, you see the last group of like the 40 men that were out there with you all. You see them like moving very rapidly towards the city. You also see like the group that would have been ahead of them almost getting to the city. And you see what appears to be a large group of people leaving from the city at the moment. You still have about, I want to say, 8 hours of travel. Nope, I'm lying. 4 hours of travel. Wait, this is 2. I said it was 8 all the way to here, right? So the trees aren't as deep as this map is making them out to be as all it is. You probably have 6 hours of travel left to get back to the city. As you come to the tree line, you're fully rested, fully everything. You have a donkey, no horse. Wait, do you guys have horses? I don't remember if y'all brought horses.
We left them at the tree line.
Oh, right, and the army's left. So you have a donkey and a lion.
Well, half a lion.
Half a lion.
Half grown.
So we've got half a horse, half a lion.
And as you're sitting there, who would she reach? I'm gonna roll a 1d3. All right, Calvin, you are a 1. Varian, you are 2. Carter, you are 3. That is going to determine who this sending goes to. to 2. So that is, man, Varian, you were just getting all kinds of. Whew. As you were making your way back, Varian, in your head, you hear. How am I going to word this? 25 words. Hold up. I got to write this out.
25 words. Better make
Yeah, that's
all
what
of them
ascending
count.
is, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You hear from Bella. I think that bastard Todd double-crossed, I think that's one word, us.
Double cross
The
is
ship
one word.
is under attack. They're coming for the load. How far away are you? Get back now. I think that's 20, and I might have 5 words. We're going to say that that's 25.
Perfect.
So you hear that in your head. Bella, very stressed sounding at the moment. You give 25 words to reply back.
6 hours. Hold on tight.
I
You,
am going to pull out a marble.
oh, God.
Well, it's a little early for coffee anyway. Might as well see if we can make this quick. Give it a squeeze and say just where we are along the tree line. So 6 hours out from Ryberry, approximate distance from road along tree line distance. So just kind of triangulate our position.
All right. You're going to reach out to him. You don't hear anything back right away. You send back to Bella. And I am going to go ahead and say this is where we're going to end it for today because we didn't take a break for one. So this has been like, wait, has this only been 2 hours?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
only 2
No,
hours.
I do still want to end it here because I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to say this before we end stream and things like that. The one shot is the boat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the heist.
That is the heist that is happening at the moment right now. So,
It'd be really awkward if Simon just teleported us into the middle of our one shot. That would be.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
So with that being said, I will say this too, for anyone watching and everything. So the other group has been aware of this the whole time, that they are going to be attacking your ship. It has been let known that you guys are pretty much millionaires right now, and anyone playing D&D can't be millionaires. That is the main reason the heist is taking place. I also had this kind of planned out the whole time. I wasn't expecting you all to jump to being this pirate people that fast, to be honest. But this was all planned. I want to be able to have... just know that I have something planned for you guys to do to them as well. All right? So I don't want you guys to think that...
Oh no, this is excellent. I can't
this
wait
is
to screw
fantastic.
myself over. I am
It's gonna be
so
good.
looking forward to
This
this.
is our loot.
So with
My-
that being said, you might want to actually get your whatchamacallit, your bard. What's his name? You might want to actually look at Jeremy and Lincoln, because I'm going to be taking their sheet straight into the one shot, because they will also be on the boat as well as the other two fellas. I don't want to spoil too much, but for the one shot, just be prepared for the heist of the ship. It all ties into backstory that has already happened. A lot of these things have already happened in the other campaign. So in all honesty, this is just tying up a lot of loose ends and getting you all on the same page where it needs to be. Because in their campaign right now, Simon is towards Nedler. And this would be about the time that I think within the next... You guys will see at the end of the one shot what all happens. But yeah, for right now... you guys are kind of watching, hearing these explosions happening, and it seems like with that perception check, you would get the end with the message coming in. Someone took advantage of all the guards being out of the city. You're not sure who. It seems like Todd's the guy, and yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna do a quick recap really quick for what you all did today. You all pushed your way through the temple, kind of finishing that up. You all placed Simon under, in quotations, arrest. You made a companion slash... I know you guys don't really trust him yet, but But as far as what you all, I'm assuming, know of him, he's
I mean, if he can get us to the ship, I trust him.
Yeah. He's like I don't know what you would call him. He's a something. You're not sure what he is yet. You were able to get some requisitions for the guard things there. You do know that the temple has been pretty much. Oh, also with those, I gotta look at something really quick. Also with the 17s, looking to the right, you would notice that there is a. I have to message something really fast. You see a person walking along the road. As you see all the people like walking out of the city, moving out of the city, you see one lone person going towards the city. Again, probably 4 hours of distance away, but Varian, describe to them what they kind of see moving away from the temple in the woods and stuff like that.
Right? Basically, it's a warforged, made out of what looks to be like wood, with a cloak made of what appears to be like a starry material, with kind of like stars swirling in it, and a large staff, and a hood.
So with that, you guys have some kind of binoculars, things like that. We'll say. You guys aren't like proficient with your tubular, monocular, whatever the heck that's called. But for this, I'm going to say that you guys have something where you can see this person. Kind of. Oh, you do have the rifle scope. You notice that he was kind of moving out of the forest. But as you were all moving, give me a second here. Where is my pencil? You all went this way. This seems to have went kind of like that. So if you guys were looking, you'd probably see him not so much on the road yet, but kind of like intersecting in this area. You'd see this person in the cloak kind of making their way towards the road. It doesn't look anything like what you saw Simon wearing, darker robes, things like that. So there is also that happening. You guys all kind of finished up, got healed up. Calvin, you got your Ring of Spells storing. You summoned the donkey. Shredder's kind of been growing back up as he's been reborn. And you all kind of made your way through the woods, seeing these explosions on the dock. Varian, you heard the sending from Bella, basically asking you to come back, that the ship's possibly under attack. She believes that it's Todd, but you're not really 100% sure what that is. And until she sends again, I don't think y'all have sending yet. But Carter instinctually was like, yo, this guy just gave me this thing. I'm going to go ahead and try to summon this now.
Yeah, it's like, now.
So,
we got no other way to get there.
But yeah, that's basically what you all did today. I'm sorry this is short. However, I know you guys understand why. I can't have you guys.
Yeah.
If you guys had decided to head towards Nedler instead, we could have kept going. But if you're going to be heading towards Ryberry, I have to cut it short.
Oh yeah. What I'm really hoping is we run into the heist crew as they're trying to make their getaway, and just bloodbath ensues.
It's happening right. And so technically, the heist is happening now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys have about 6 hours to get there. I do have some awesome ideas for the one shot that I've built for this, and there is some great story that will finally link both of the campaigns together. So that's the main thing I'm trying to do here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. If you all enjoyed watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're always alerted whenever you get these videos out, which are usually on Wednesdays, Drake?
Yeah, roughly.
And catch us here on Twitch every Monday for the most part. We try to. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Seas of Hysteria. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.